I am from Afghanistan. My name is Najibulah. I belong to Afghanistan in the province of Helmand. In our country, there are around 5 to 6 languages, but the most important or the two languages are Pashto and Dari, that are our national languages, 2 languages. I have learned English in Afghanistan. There were some English institutions that we were going there, and we have learned over there. And after that, when I got my master's degree, I went to India, so I have learned over there too. I was working with Canadian troops in 2009 to 2012. Then after that, when the government was collapsed in 2021, the government of Canada has announced a program that they want to move those who are working with Canadian troops or those who have succeeded the Canadian missions in Afghanistan. Then they have announced to have a space for those people who has worked the Canadian Army troops. Then we have got our visas and invitation. After that, I came to Toronto for 2 days. I was there in Toronto. And then I have moved to the Nouveau-Brunswick. This was the decision of the IRCC to move to Nouveau-Brunswick. Currently, there is peace in Afghanistan. As compared to last 20 years, since the Taliban took from 2021 up to now, during these 2.5 years, the situation is good, but there are a lot of problems beside of that peace and tranquility. The schools are shut down, no girls are allowed to go to school. And that affects not only my family, the entire country and the entire population of the country. There is no work, there is no opportunity to engage with. So the girls are just allowed to go to school from 1st to 6th grade, and after that they are not allowed to go to school. So this caused the entire nation, which is not a good situation. Although, as I told you, before 2021, as we had a democratic and an elected government, but we had several problems. There was fighting, there was a lot of issues, not only inside Afghanistan, but we were affected by our other countries, and they were creating problems. So as compared to the last 20 years, currently there is no fighting. That is a good issue. But as the schools are shut down and closed, that will affect the entire nation very negatively. I don't know about any stereotypes in our culture. I think this is a very common question, and Islam is the main religion. We have 99.99% all of the Muslims. Islam is my religion, and I think most of the world, they know about Islam, and we also know other religions. The most important is that we respect other religions, and vice versa. We want to be respected as too. A few days ago, I have asked my daughters. I have 2 daughters. One is in the 11th grade, one is in the 7th grade. If there are any place for the prayers, I like the teachers and the educators to, if possible, to provide the places that the Muslim community, they can pray over there in the school in the prayer time. So when I asked one of my daughter who is in 11th grade, they had a place for the prayer, but my other daughter who is in the 7th grade, in their entire school, there is no any other place to pray. So the educators, they need to know the culture of that society, and the educators need to know if any religion they are praying or they celebrate their religious norms. So that would be good to communicate it with them, and they provide the facilities if that is required. So this is our hope, if they could understand and know that. Afghanistan has some important holidays. They are like, we have two Eids. These are two national holidays, and there is one day we call Milad Sharif. This is the day of the birth and the death of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also there are some other holidays too, like the Independence Day is a holiday in our country, and also we call Mahram is another holiday, and these are important for us, for Muslims. Family traditions in our culture, like we always have a hijab in our families, and that should be taken to the note. And there are also some, I cannot remember all of them, but having hijab, this is important for us. We most of the time, when man is coming to home, so he offer like assalamu alaikum, hello. And also if a woman is coming to home, we offer hello, or we can say salam alaikum, and the rest of them are standing and they are telling you walaikum salam, the answer of that. When someone is like someone has gone for a period of time, like 1 week or a month, when he is coming to home, so the first important is that the wife is going to the door and she celebrate, and she would be happy when he is coming. There are more traditionals, I cannot count all of them, so these are the important ones. In our culture, LGBT has no place. I cannot say it's a criminality, although if it is, but I respect any society, any culture, but we don't neither celebrate nor we are not saying that we are happy to hate. In my point of view, I respect, but we don't celebrate, and I cannot say it is a criminality, although it is in our religion, in our culture. But I respect them, and our ways are different from them. In our culture, the father is the dominant of the family. We would wish that if the educators could understand that in our culture, in society, it's a parent's dominant circumstances, like a father is head of the family, and the first talk is in the family is about what the parent is saying. That is important for our society and cultural norms. In our society, in our culture, like for example, the body language, when someone is moving her or his shoulder like this, to us it means like you are not important to the person you are talking with. Or sometimes like in our culture, this also has a negative meaning. including this one. But now it is like adopted. This gestures. These are adopted. We don't have a very specific gestures to tell you that it has a very negative meaning. But in other societies, I have seen and heard that we don't have any specific thing to tell you. In Afghanistan, our people are very friendly. I'm sure most of the cultures, they are friendly, but like a personal space, it depends if that is a male or that is a female. For example, the personal space, I have asked my daughter, who is right now in Canadian school. She told that she would like that no male would touch her, or no male would greet her by hand, and vice versa, that if that is a male. So the educators need to know that the personal space is for our culture, for Afghani culture. A female don't like to be touched by a stranger, rather than her husband or brother or sisters. So these norms should be taken to the notice. Most of the time when we have a joke, when someone says, I will be there within 5 minutes. So we say 5 minutes, it means 10 minutes to him. So punctuality, we need a little bit flexibility in timing in these things. I think this is again a good question and a general question. Mental health is important not only for my culture, for every human being. Everyone need sometimes to have a rest and to have a good time, and to have sometimes every human, they need to be alone to have a fresh weather or a fresh time, or they need to be alone for sometimes to be like charged for his peace of mind. I think this not only related to one culture, this is related to a human body that they need to be taken, these things. In my country, we were working from 8 to 5 o'clock, but sometimes although I was not happy to stay in office, but I was forced to stay in the office to reach to our goals. So sometimes it happen, although a human don't like to be forced too much to work or to be overloaded. Like we need a peace and we need sometimes a mental health. The small talk is also the part of conversation of our culture. Most of the time when there is no major topics, although in Afghanistan most of the time we say now everybody became a politician, but although most of the time when our friends, our colleagues, we face to each other, it just started about the politics, but still in the ongoing conversation they are saying like, let's stop the politics or these things, let's talk about small talks, and let's talk about those things that are relevant to our daily activities. So yes, there are small talks, and the people like to be in their own space, like not too much about politics, too much about other things. They like to talk about the circumstances that are bound to their boundaries. Like before I told you, I really respect, but see, the LGBT is a taboo in our society, in our culture, in our religion. Even sometimes the sexual issues are more sensitive for the girls who are not yet married. Hijab is very important in our religion. It's not about the culture, but it's a religious thing. We are bound to it, and the educators need to know that a Muslim girl, she is wearing the scarf, and these things. These are very important for Muslim communities and for the Afghan communities. Whenever a girl is turned to 13, 14, 15, these are the age, the years that she's going to start the hijab. A male teacher or a male should have a little bit space from the girl. That is also a part of the hijab. Even not touching, that is also part of the hijab. Not greeting by hand, this is also part of the hijab. Both hands up to the wrist and only face. This is not the hijab. The rest of the body has to be covered. Nobody should touch her, and nobody should take the scarf from her. These things has to be taken to the note. I would like to bring forward the message that I ask from my daughters who are currently in the school. I think they are pretty happy up to now since last 2 months. I haven't found any negative something to tell the educators that because I told you they have a little bit space for the prayers. They are respecting their hijab. Not only the educators, but Canada is the multicultural, and it is from every angle. There is a diversity, and there are a lot of countries and students. So I think they are respected. They know that the other people in the school and the educators, they are taking the notes. They are respected up to now. I think there is no negative thing, but the one thing I heard from one of my daughter, she told that there was someone like a gay in the class, and also the LGBT, like there is campaigning something like that. So we respect that, but like as I told you, it would be a taboo for us. There is campaigning. Someone came and the students were asked if someone want to be LGBT in these things. So far, I think it's going well, but one thing that I have noticed in my culture, in our country, in our system, I have seen when the students were returning back from a school to home, they had a lot of homework, and they were busy up to 3 to 4 or 5 hours to reach to that goal the teacher has asked yesterday about the homework. I have noticed that when they are coming back from a school here in Canada, they are just throwing their bags, and when they are going back, then they are taking their bags. I have heard that in Canada, homework, there is no homework. Whatever is being asked in the school, it should be left in the school. Not someone should not take a homework from a school to home, or a homework to the school. So they says everything is separate. Everything has a specific time. If you are in a school, then you should be in a school. You should not have a homework. I myself, I may be wrong, but I feel we have missed one part about the education. But this is according to the education system. I don't know. I may be wrong, but I feel like we have missed something. Why my children are coming to home and they have nothing to study again. They are just busy with gaming, with computer, until tomorrow they are going back to the school. our personal spaces. The male is dominant of our culture, or religion is a red line for us, and these things I think they already know, and I think if they keep in mind that this will be really appreciated. Still, we are thankful, as in my country the schools were shut down, but now they are going to the school. We really appreciate this moment that in this time we have our children, our daughters, they are going to the school. I really appreciate the teachers, the educators in their school, and what they have achieved and what they are achieving. We are thankful to all their efforts and struggles.